So we are going to get right into it. Matt, you want to go first?
Sure. PayPal earnings were good. Back to you.
Great.
No, but I mean, the quarter was impressive. If you look at the stock price, you probably already could have guessed that. PayPal's statistics are just kind of becoming almost, like just too big to comprehend. They did $277 billion in payment volume in the fourth quarter. That's a run rate of over $1 trillion a year. This was the company that used to be like a niche, eBay payment processor.
Beanie Babies.
Right. They added 16 million new users this quarter. That's a crazy amount. 171,000 people joined PayPal every day in 2020 on average. That's pretty crazy. So PayPal grew its payment volume by 31% year over year. That's its strongest growth rate in history. So not only is PayPal getting bigger, but its growth is accelerating at these levels. Can you imagine $1 trillion is flowing through your networks and your growth is accelerating? That's pretty crazy statistic. 22% revenue growth year over year. For the full year, they added 73 million net new active users. They now have 377 million active accounts. 29 million of those are merchants. They grew their earnings 31%, generated $5 billion of free cash flow. So PayPal's not going to have to raise capital anytime soon. And their 2021 outlook, in my opinion, is what's really moving the stock today. They're estimating that they're going to add another 50 million accounts next year. So yes, they got a nice boost from pandemic times. A lot of people join PayPal because they're shopping online more, for example. But now they're expecting that to continue into 2021. 50 million is a pretty impressive growth. They're expecting total payment volume in the high 20s percentages. So they're already at about $1 trillion of annualized volume. They're expecting over 20% growth on that. They're expecting $6 billion of free cash flow next year. And there's a few exciting products that either just launched or in the works, like the Venmo credit card, which just came out, which is actually the reward structure is really unique. I don't want to get too into it right now. Their buy now, pay later service, which if you look at companies like Affirm, which is a buy now, pay later company, that in itself is a $10 billion business or more if it's successful. They're launching the ability to pay for goods and services at their 29 million merchants with cryptocurrency in 2021. That's huge. Right now, you could spend cryptocurrency at like 10 places. I mean, it's really more than that. But when you think of like the big name retailers that accept cryptocurrency, it's really not that much. So that could be a game changer, not just for cryptocurrency, but for PayPal user engagement. So when I said their quarter was just really good, I really meant that. They had a really fantastic quarter. There's not a whole lot more to say about it. They knocked it out of the park.
Thesis on track.
So Matt, how about, is it delivering stuff to the bottom line? Is it getting more profitable with this accelerated revenue growth?
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I mentioned 31% total payment volume growth in 2020, 31% earnings per share growth. So it is translating it to just as much profitability. It's not like they're investing really heavily and eating into their profits to get that. So it's translating into earnings. They're expecting further 17% earnings growth next year, which, like I said, they got a nice pop during the pandemic. So that's not really necessarily a growth slowdown as much as it is kind of a normalization. But it's still, PayPal's growing impressively and like it's translating into money in their pockets.
PayPal is now a $308 billion company. That is monstrous. And MasterCard is only 340. So PayPal is within 10% of MasterCard.
Well, remember when PayPal was a tiny subsidiary of eBay? Brian, since you have your quote tool up, how much is eBay worth right now?
eBay's actually been pretty good investment recently, but eBay is $42 billion.
Right. So PayPal is roughly 9 times the size of eBay. Right. I used to own PayPal because I got shares in the eBay spinoff. I was a longtime eBay shareholder.
That was like the reason to buy eBay. Let's
Right,
come
that was
on,
like the
spin off. Yeah.
And I thought it was expensive then, and I mean, look at it now. So
Yeah. eBay is a monster. Just a monster.
and wait till they figure out how to monetize Venmo.